couple of questions that came up last night is whether lens manufacturers should continue to make lenses that emulate vintage glass. I mean, there's only so much vintage glass out there, and I think what came up last night is we all, I think, want vintage glass for one reason or another, and it's part of a DP's kind of self-discovery process. We're always looking for something to help define ourselves as a director of photography, and I think one of the first things that we find now is a glass. So people, they get an old set of lenses, and suddenly, it feels like home to them, and they're flaring, or there's certain aberrations that kind of make them feel like they're finding something, and it's kind of it's a great process. So, but it was nice to hear top directors of photography talk about the need to think about vintage looks and glass in the future, especially if we continue this kind of 8K, 16K, 24K race here of more resolution. We're going to need bigger lenses and all new glass that's going to, we're already on the edge of a lot of the old vintage glass not working on 6K and 8K. So I think, when it comes to resolution, it's one of the most interesting topics creatively, because we never thought about resolution in the past. Shooting 35 millimeter film, it was 16 or 35. You know what I mean? And I think that was a very easy choice. Pretty much you get to a certain level of a film, and you're going to shoot automatically on 35. But going back to last year, look at Carol and Super 16. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen, and there's big grain structure in it. And then if you go see a film like Guardians of the Galaxy, is shot on red 6K, how do you compare these two films visually? I mean, they're in different worlds, and it's when it comes to resolution, I think creatively. I favor more, the Ed Lockman style of recommending the right film stock or right, digital capture for the film, as opposed to just capturing it with the best available resolution. It's a big question with glass. It's do we need 8K cameras with ultra clean glass? I mean, that's a big question. Do we really need it? The reality is, these lenses aren't going to cover the next generation of the 8K cameras if this is the direction we're going. And again, I have to say, creatively, I the race for resolution is not being generated by the director of photography. It's being directed by manufacturers, and it's putting us in challenging places now, deciding of what glass is going to cover what sensor. And the manufacturers are asking us now, what do you want to see in the future? Do you want flaring lenses that'll cover 6 or 8K? And I think these are very difficult questions for us to answer, because again, it's only until you go to the back shelf of a rental house and you find certain lenses that have been used in years, and you put them up on a particular camera and a particular sensor, that you're getting a particular reaction to it. And then so in terms of new manufacturing, it's going to be very challenging, I think, to kind of emulate old glass and old lenses that way. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think a lot of the lens manufacturers are trying, certainly.